everyone, and welcome to the event Ovako radimo. This is how we do it. It is my first time to have the feeling that I'm on a TV show. Luckily, I see wonderful speakers and representatives from the Ministry of Culture and Media and the Croatian Audiovisual Center. But let me first start why we are here and why today. So, besides celebrating St. Patrick's, we are also celebrating the official date when Croatia entered the media at that time program, today sub-program. And it was the 17th of March 2008, and it was as the 32nd media member country. Today we are celebrating the success story, Croatian results, but also we are highlighting the notion of the program, but also of the Creative Europe program, the notion of the collaboration, how it is important to collaborate at EU, national, regional, and local level, and above all, among each other. I also welcome dear audience who is probably following us via our official Facebook pages, YouTube channels, and for the audience, there is also a possibility to ask questions in the form of chat, but let me, for the Croatian press, highlight the most important things from the period 2014 to 2020. So it was in comparison to the previous period. Did I press the sharing screen? I didn't, probably. Sorry. So now you can see my screen. So the results are really amazing, and I'm proud of every single Croatian beneficiary. And until now, we managed to calculate 6.7 million of euros, which includes 70 different organizations, 49 feature films, including one animated short, 2 TV programming supports, 5 film festivals, 4 video games, 10 distributors, 1 continuous training support, Zagreb Docs Pro, and believe it or not, but Croatian applicants and partners participated in other 12 projects regarding audience development, online promotion, and film education. As well as 14 Croatian cinemas participated in Europa Cinemas, and what is amazing and calculating from the last year, we managed to be present in 11 out of 14 calls for proposals. When it comes to women, because I've been asked a lot about participation of women, I must say that behind every single application, there is a great woman. So we have 50% of women participating in the applications. Out of them, 13 Croatian women producers, 10 Croatian directors, participating in 23 films and TV series, 4 of them in the call of promotion of EU audiovisual works, 4 of them participating in a pilot project, Cinemas Innovation Hubs, 3 within the festival and network representatives, and 1 when it comes to the Croatian continuous training support. If I need to highlight the years and something that really stands out, then I would definitely refer to 2015, when Croatia succeeded in securing support for 5 film festivals, placing Croatia on the 3rd place in comparison to the rest of the 38 media countries. Also, the same year, in one call, there were 4 single projects securing the support of 205,000 euros. And within the whole period of 2014-20, we managed to have 7 slate funding schemes securing by 7 different production companies. And above all, it is important to highlight that Kinorama managed to secure twice slate funding in 2015 and in 2019. Above all, last year, we managed also to have 3 video games securing the support, so almost at the same time being positioned as the UK. And when it comes to the films, definitely it's difficult to highlight all of them, but here I included festival prizes like the High Sun, winning the jury prize Uncertain Regard in 2015, the Little Hoo Hoo animation project receiving the first MIP Junior Peach Award in 2019. In 2020, the Adventures of Gloria Scott being selected officially in Annecy, and in 2018, documentary film Srbenka being EFA nominated, winning Doc Alliance in Cannes, Heart of Sarajevo, and being the first Croatian documentary being sold to HBO. When it comes to the office, I would like to say that it's been a bit challenging to balance between all the calls and to manage different areas, so from development production to distribution and game developers, but we did manage to organize the conference connecting game developers and filmmakers for the first time. It is important that coming from the small, low visual capacity countries, I also like to highlight that I was invited by member of the parliament from Malta, Marlene Mizzi, to strengthen the position of the low visual capacity countries in the European Parliament. That 2018 we celebrated 10 years of the participation, and at that time it was the first official visit of the EU Commissioner Maria Gabriel, and it was also the first conference focusing on women in the audiovisual sector. And finally, in this online environment, I like to highlight the Conference of Children and Youth, gathering 189 participants coming from 17 countries with 39 speakers and with the support of 25 media desks. 2020 was the record year, and we've really managed to secure the highest amount since 2008 with 2,260,000 euros. And I would like to stop sharing my screen now and to give the floor to wonderful supporters, first coming from the Croatian Audiovisual Film Center, the CEO, Christopher Marčić. So may I ask you also to welcome all of us on your behalf. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martina. Yeah, I'm pleased, really pleased to be able to welcome all of our distinguished speakers and guests in the audience. And I'd like to congratulate you, Martina. This is another example of really your tireless efforts, energy, and enthusiasm as our desk here in Croatia, as an advocate for Croatian projects, but also for the whole program and for all of our partners across Europe. So congratulations to you. I think you've done a terrific job across the board. We're in a transition stage now with the new media program. The good news is that the resources available are vastly increased, which is great. The transition has been bumpy, with the Commission getting off to a slow start. Calls will be late, there will be delays. But still, it's against the backdrop of a vote of confidence, really, from in the end all of the European institutions in the importance of the media program, and I think also a recognition of the efforts you've made, but also colleagues from the European film agencies led by Julie-Jeanne Regnault, who's a great advocate of the media program, to not only secure additional resources, but also to try to ensure a level playing field, which is code for low capacity countries and the need to make sure that we are all treated fairly and equally. So that's evident, I think, in some of what we're hearing from the Commission. So basically, the bottom line is that, Martina, you'll have more work in the future. There will be more programs. There will be more money to be dispersed, more seminars to be held. which is great news. And I just conclude by saying that in terms of European projects, I think none more exemplifies really the ambitions of building a Europe than the media program. It's a driver for creativity and cooperation, and is probably one of the greatest success stories of the European project. So it's great to have you, Martina, at the head of our media desk here, and I guess you know very well that all of us who are involved in the field very much support and advocate for a successful continuation of the media program. So I wish everyone a very good hour and a half, and looking forward to your program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. One goes with the other. So without national funds, we cannot also apply to the media fund. So we really also need strong national support, and it's actually functioning well. So I hope that this continues in the future. When it comes to the political support, it is also important to be on the same line. And for this reason, I also invited Ms. Anja Jelavić from the Ministry of Culture and Media. She is the head of International Culture Cooperation Directorate, as well as including the EU affairs. And Anja and I have been working closely on how to really address everything that concerns us. But let's hear how we are successful as well. I give you the stage, the floor.
Thank you, Martina. I would like to say hello on behalf of the Minister of Culture and Media to all of you, and Chris, of course, and to our colleagues participating today, this workshop event that you organized. And it is my pleasure really to be here with you today, celebrating the success story of the Croatian Creative Europe Media Desk. It is a great opportunity to exchange amongst ourselves on the achievements of the media program to date, and hear about good practices and also challenges that have been observed in these past 7 years. And of course, as Chris said, that they are ahead in this period from 21 to 27. I remember when we signed the Memorandum of Understanding in 2008, Croatia became then the 32nd member of the media program, and the program as such was not a sub-program, but it was a program media. Since 2014, 2 programs, culture and media, became sub-programs of a single Creative Europe program. In this past period from 2014 to 2020, and more particularly in 2020, Croatian users of the media program were funded through 14 calls, to be more precisely through 11 calls. And I should also note that the Croatian users have often been at the top when it comes to a total number of approved and also funded projects, taking into account all 38 member states participating the Creative Europe program. It is important to highlight that the new Creative Europe program, which will have an increased budget of 2.4 billion euros, as you, Martina, already mentioned at the beginning of your presentation, the majority of which the funds will be dedicated to the media program, but including also a new sectoral strand, which comprises a segment dedicated to the media sector. We are all, I'm sure, waiting for the announcements of new calls this year, and to see how the new, let's say, new Creative Europe program will work as such. I would like to congratulate the beneficiaries of the program of the Media Desk as well for their hard work and the success. And I hope that the period ahead of us, despite current difficulties, epidemiological ones, will be even more fruitful and productive, and that we will continue to take full advantage of the program in the best possible way. And I wish you a successful event today. To you, Martina, especially, thank you very much for inviting us and to organizing this kind of workshop. And thank you.
Thank you. Anya, yes, we are really eager to see the calls as soon as possible, but that's why we are using this period to really see where we are and to celebrate where we are good at. So I really thank you for all the political and logistical support and understanding the importance and value of desks in general, because we also need to be supported in the new program. For the audience, I would like to highlight that towards the end of the event, and it's a bit impossible to highlight every single support. So for this reason, prior to the event, I organized a film quiz, which took place from the 1st of March until the 12th of March. And in this glass bottle, there are the names of those who played throughout the whole 10 days, answered correctly, and were very active. So the main prize is going to be announced towards the end of the event, and it's actually to highlight the local success story, Festival of Mediterranean Film Split, and to somehow keep a general audience as well aware of our successes. One more thing, so during our event, there will be also participation of Head of European Commission's representation, Mr. Ognjen Zlatev. And last but not the least, I welcome my first group of speakers. I've really tried to fill in the quota of gender balance. So I do, every once in a while, I do have a male and female perspective, but for the first panel, I'm going to have all women. I mean, I call it panel, but it is more as interactive, how shall I say, conversation, where I also encourage people from the audience to ask us questions in the box on the, at least my right side, to be active and to really ask whatever they think they would like to know. And the first part of the event, I envisaged on putting the highlight on investing in the development via the single slate and TV programming schemes. And I also, besides highlighting Croatian success stories, I also want to highlight the importance of my dear fellow media desks, because without them, without their collaboration and without their support and being there for each other, all this would not be possible. So for the first panel, I invite Ankica Juric-Tilic. She is the media success story. Then I invite Esther Kraus from Austria. Then I invite Ines Kežmans from Slovenia. And I invite Nevena Negojević from Serbia. So I will try to introduce you how I see you, I see your results, and how I see our collaboration. So I will start with Ankica. Sometimes it's difficult to stand behind all your success stories, but I really would like to use this opportunity to highlight that everything started with you at this 2008, and somehow you continue with these successful results in the period of 2014 and 2020 by achieving 2 slates. So out of those 49 features and 1 short animated, this 1 short animated is yours, and 6 feature films are yours, plus 1 TV programming scheme, The Last Social Artifact, which was also represented this year at Berlinale, and which is sometimes not the case to have successful stories coming from our countries. This is also The Last Social Artifact is the first Croatian success story in terms of being supported at the same time for development, but also for the TV programming scheme, because the important thing is for good quality films, we also need enough and good financing to really be competitive and present at the European audiovisual market. So I noticed that after this period, 2008 to 2013, you kind of directly continued to apply and to receive the support from the SLATE funding. So if you need to compare, it seems that for you it was kind of easier to gain the financing from the SLATE funding than from the single, or this was your way how to secure financing for your projects in general? May I just ask you to unmute yourself just in case if we receive any echoes or so on. Ankita?
Yes, I was applying for SLATE for several reasons. One of them being that I always had several projects in development. That's one, and the other one is what I like about SLATE, and what many producers like about SLATE is the fact that it actually helps the company, not only the project. It helps the growth of the company, which is a delicate thing and something we all struggling with, because in this field of work there is no continuity. You know, the strategic planning is very often impossible, because you never know which of your projects will actually make it and which one will not. So this security that the company has in a way that there is a constant I would call it support for your projects, but also for yourself and for your company. That was a crucial for me when I decided not to try with a single, but to go with the SLATE package. So yeah, that is mainly the thing that attracted me to this particular program of Creative Europe.
I would just go online with the SLATE funding, and would like to ask Ines, because Slovenia, for example, last year had 3 SLATEs to be supported by media. But maybe you can give us a little insight. How is the situation in Slovenia?
I will share you the presentation. Is this okay, or?
We don't see it yet. You need to press share screen.
I pressed. And...
Yeah. Yes, we see it.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how we do it?
For people to get to know you. So you work closely with Sabina, and what is particular about your office is that you have a joint office. As a separate entity, so culture and media offices are together, and you're responsible, including Sabina, for media sub-program.
Yes. So yes, we are, like you said, we are working together, culture and media. And last year we made the analysis of results of 7 years of Slovenia in Creative Europe program, and separately for media program, this is how we stand. I can see some similarities with Croatia as well. For example, our producers received approximately 6.6 million support in the last 7 years. And there's a similarity also within how much access to funding schemes we had. So we started with only 4 funding schemes, and now our producers or organizations are present in almost 9 funding schemes, or we can say 10 if we include cinemas as innovation hubs. So we received quite a lot of support for development. You already mentioned the outstanding 2020 year. So if we go success stories, 2020 was really outstanding. We received altogether 1.2 million euro for 9 projects led or by Slovenian organizations, or where Slovenian organizations were partners. And more than €500,000 were for developments. So 6 producing houses received the support to develop almost 15 films. So I think this is quite a success for a country like Slovenia. I already mentioned that our producers organizations are participating in 9 schemes, and we are very proud that one of these schemes or 2 of these schemes are access to markets and support for trainings. So our organization, Slovenian Animated Film Association, is a lead partner of CED Animation Workshop and CED Animation Forum. And we're also proud that this activity or these regional activities came out of fruitful collaboration also within the regions. So collaboration within Creative Europe Desk in the region, also with Croatia. So thank you, Martina. I forgot to say at the beginning that thank you, Martina, for really inviting us to this celebration and showcase of 7 years of Creative Europe media results. And I would also like to say sorry for not saying this at the beginning, but if there was an applause button, I would use it and also congratulate all Croatian producers and organizations, and also to you for doing a great work. So, because also if you see these results, these outstanding results, I think that these are also part of our collaboration among desks. And if I continue with the success stories, on a yearly basis, we have 2 to 3 film festivals supported. Animateca being the only festival supported every year from 2014 till 2020. And we have 10 10 projects in the field of film education and audience development. And also, we are very proud that 2 organizations from Slovenia are part of only 5 EU projects within the Cinemas as Innovation Hubs, and they are collaborating with partners from Croatia and Bulgaria. And we have made an analysis of how many non-national films were distributed or came to Slovenian cinemas. It's 240 films came to Slovenia, but only 2 Slovenian films were distributed through this scheme to France and Italy. So this would be like a really short presentation of success stories. And I can conclude that and say thank you to Network and to Martina. And we can continue also with the development scheme, how it is important, or how important is also from Slovenian organizations. Because like I mentioned, we are very proud that 6 producers received support for development last year. So for development of 15 films.
Yeah, I mean, we always low audiovisual capacity countries always complain there is not enough money when it comes to the development, but now we will see throughout all your presentations that actually we are quite successful in those 2 schemes, but later on we will tackle the problematics when it comes the complete value chain in audiovisual sector, because we need to be present in all schemes, and now we just need to continue in the new program to also boost the promotion and distribution of films coming from our countries. I mean, Ankica, nobody would believe you that last year was quite successful for you, because even during the COVID-19 times, you shot not only the Last Social Artifact, but also this year's Golden Bear Minority co-production. And plus another film has been started and then I think continue this year, Tracy. So all of them being supported by media. So it seems that you know very well how to handle all those stressful situations, and you just keep on going, right?
Well, I don't know if I would recommend this model to my peer producers, because some memories I'm trying to, push to my subconsciousness, because Yeah, but yes, basically, yes, I spent the whole spring during lockdown, not on reading nice books and doing yoga. I was doing all these applications. And luckily enough, it was a fruitful work. And yes, besides the films that you mentioned, we also filmed a minority co-production entirely shot in Croatia, a Serbian film by Radimo Andrić, How I Learned to Fly. So actually we were shooting a Romanian film and the Serbian one at the same time. And right after that, we started with a TV series. But actually, this story about the last socialist artifact is maybe the most interesting one because it's a complex project, and from the very beginning of the development, I was sort of my aim was to produce it as international co-production, and it was not difficult at all to attach the partners, like co-production partners. That was an easy part. But the difficult part was to pre-sell the TV series. And this is what I think that most producers from low capacity audiovisual fields face. So that was really a challenge. And the biggest obstacle actually to approach this media TV programming is to meet the criterion. That's the most difficult part for us. It's not the project packaging, it's not the strategical thinking about distribution, promotion, or whatever. It is actually to pre-sell TV series in the stage of development, because to approach international sales or to get the pre-buy from televisions from different markets, coming from a small market and having the TV series on your own language is it's a big obstacle that is not easy to overcome. So but yes, I was stubborn enough to keep trying. It took me a long time, but eventually, yes, we managed to meet the criterion and to apply, and win the funds from media TV programming, which actually helped us reach the funds from the Croatian Audiovisual Center in terms of cash rebate. And these two things were essential because shooting during COVID and taking all the risks that we took, without these two funds, we would just go to bankruptcy. Or I don't know. It would be impossible to finish the TV series if this was not in place. So
just to interrupt you for our audiences to understand, TV programming gives much more money. That's why it's kind of interesting and attractive for the projects. But I would go also back during this period from 2008 until 2020, you are the first one to receive this award, including production companies being partner Kinoteka by Ljubos Djelarević for the Omnibus documentary projects, but it's really, really difficult. As you said, to combine the pre-sale TVs on board, and sometimes I wonder, when it comes to the collaboration between our regional neighboring countries, do you think that sometimes we are kind of penalized for that? Or is this acknowledged when evaluating our projects?
Yeah, it's there is this catch-22 in the whole media approach, because when you are coming from a small market, and if you are realistic, and if you are a producer that knows well the possibilities of the distribution, and if you put your strategy down on paper, being realistic, then what we often get from media evaluators is that we are just stuck in the region, and we don't go for a wider picture. But the bitter truth is that sometimes it's really impossible that we can have, I don't know, the distribution in Germany or in I don't know, Scandinavia. So there is this thing about to be distributed in the region and to co-produce with the countries from the region is, of course, very natural, and in a way, it's natural for everyone when Scandinavia is at place. But I would say that I have this feeling that sometimes if this region is at table, then it looks like that we are limiting ourselves. I think that this Scandinavian model is not bad at all. I think it's great, and it proved to be really good. So I think we should have some kind of same approach when we collaborate within the region. I think it should be embraced as a good and positive thing, not as a limitation.
What Scandinavians have additionally, and this is what I kind of researched throughout the calls, because Iceland, for example, stands out when it comes to the TV programming scheme. And when I participated in one event in Reykjavik, then I noticed that the film center itself has much less financing in comparison to the Croatian audiovisual center, but what they really benefit from is the Nordisk TV Fund, where they have all the Nordic and Scandinavian TV stations accumulating the funds and additionally boosting their projects. And this is something that we kind of touched also at the level of the Croatian Audiovisual Center to start to go into this direction, because we also need national and private televisions to be part of this game in order to have a good quality projects.
Yes, maybe we should have something like REACT is for development. Several countries with the joint forces. Maybe we can do something like that in a field of television, because television is our present and it will get stronger and stronger. So maybe some kind of co-development fund, or even somebody that would go for pre-buy before the project is filmed. That would be an interesting idea to look into.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to move to Nevena, because we tackle something along the way of the evaluations, and but before we get into the discussion, I just would also like to introduce you, because you became part of the media family just exactly in this period, 2014, and I was kind of helping you out with all those tips and tricks that usually Brussels doesn't give you. And we first collaborated during the fest and organized for the Serbian beneficiaries the whole info day. And now you are also a success story. So you have a lot to share with us. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody. First of all, Martina, thank you for inviting us and for bringing us together. It's always somehow nice to exchange experiences. And also, congratulations on the creation results. I mean, it's always nice to see that region is blooming. Or anybody in the region. And regarding the Serbia, we are actually the last country that joined the media sub-program. So we don't have statistics covering 2014, 2020 period, because we entered the media program in 2016, actually by the end of 2015, but the first deadlines we catched were in 2016. So basically we were running and jumping in the train, which was already in full speed. So this first year was a little bit, let's say, traumatic in 2016. But I'm glad that we actually managed in the last 5 years of participating in the program to have rather good results, which is around 3.5 million euros withdrawal from the program. And similar as Croatia and also Slovenia, we managed to secure participation in around 10 calls out of 14 within the media sub-program. What is for me is interesting is that we have a rather good, first of all, I'm happy that the total amount is somehow separated equally between development and production. audience development and let's say business part. So we have around of this total amount, around 38% went to the production and audio, production and the development, and another 30% went to audience development, actually to the film festivals and to the cinemas via European Cinema Network. And again, around 30% went to distribution actually, and also access to market. What is interesting in our participation is a high number of single development projects supported. It's around 20. So, and for us, it is very good that, for example, in 2016, which was our first year of participation, we already had 5 successful single development application. And this score somehow continued throughout the next years, through the following years of our participation in the program. So we always, in each year of the participation, we always have between 5 and 7 successful single development applications. Mostly these are the fiction films and TV series as well, but we also had a lot of documentaries and one animated project, taking into account the position of and the state of animation in Serbia. I think this is also very important. Regarding the other schemes, which are dedicated to the development, of course, SLATE, and for us, 2019 was the year which was the most successful. We had actually 2 successful SLATE applications, but these were not our first. Our first SLATE application was in 2017, and so during the whole program, so we had 3 successful SLATE applications from 3 different companies, which for me is also important for having new people participate in the program. And yeah, maybe for film festivals and for the audience development, I think that it is important that in 2020 we actually reached 4 festivals to be supported by the program, and 14 cinemas which are part of the European Cinema Network are as well supported through the media sub-program. So, and regarding the business part, and actually I really like the success of our distributors, which manage to, let's say, secure a very good support for the distribution of the European films. And I think that we may discuss this, but I'm still very not satisfied with the position of our schemes, of our films which are coming from the low capacity countries within distribution schemes. It's very rare to see that actually our films are distributed and supported, and that distribution of our films is supported by the media sub-program. And in the end, regarding this business side of the program, I'm very happy that from the very beginning of the program we have a support of the media sub-program for the organization of the Beldox Market, which is the industry program within the Beldox International Documentary Film Festival. Yes, so basically this is like very zipped
it's
state of affairs.
Yes, I mean, you also have, as well as in Slovenia, this access to markets. This is something that is still missing when it comes to the Croatian results. But the more the merrier. So I hope that in the future program there will be also diversity, and that we will also have, especially in this media 360, something to apply with. So since you mentioned the distribution and the films, I would just like smoothly to go to Esther, because Esther is coming from Austria, and she represents the medium capacity country. I just couldn't focus all stories on low audiovisual capacity countries, and since we somehow naturally started to collaborate, I think since 2012 during the EAVE training program in Opatija, as well as when Kamen also joined us at the event. And somehow we still continue to collaborate in different events, especially the ones highlighting the importance of short films. There are also some collaborations between our film festivals. But I was quite amazed when I saw your results, because all of our results will now be like, but it seems that even though you coming from the medium capacity country, having the strong language, German language, you still experience also some challenges. So welcome, Esther. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Martina. Hello, thank you very much for this invitation. I'm honored to be part of this exclusive circle of people to celebrate the success of the creation of the media program in Croatia with you. And I would also like to congratulate you, Martina. You've always been a best practice example yourself, always up to date, engaging to support your industry, to find ways to collaborate, smart ways and creative ways. And I would also like to highlight your engagement in gender equality, which is very much appreciated. Also, I remember well some of our good cooperations. You mentioned a few. And then I'm also thinking of a fantastic tour of Croatian film festivals that I was invited to some years ago, where I could experience the Croatian film landscape on the spot. So thank you very much. So I will also share my screen. And as you said, we are a medium capacity country, but still I can see quite some challenges. So just a second. Oops. Okay.
Is it working? Or
no, it's not done. Oh,
you're pressing the button, right?
Yeah, but my present, and I'm yes, and I'm trying to share the window, but it's not appearing. That's strange.
Do we have a backup from the girls from Golden? Let me see.
I did send it.
But as far as I remember from the slides, okay, here it goes. No, this is Bulgaria. Sorry.
This is me.
I got it. Got it. Can you see it?
You got it. Not yet, but I remember your data. So.
Okay, so I'll start talking anyway. We'll figure it out. It's not such an elaborate graph.
Esther, here it is. Yeah. So quite amazing.
Thank you.
18.3 million euros in this period.
Yes, that's really a pretty big amount. And as you can see, more than half of it goes to distribution. So the Austrian distributors are very active in showing European films. There, we had.
You also have the sales agent as well. We
have. Yes, well, we had the sales agent because, as you know, the scheme is not continued anymore. And in how the new scheme works, the Austrian sales agents are not in a position to be coordinators in that sense that are required in the new guidelines. So I'm trying to find the number of, so there were more than 500 European films shown in Austrian cinemas in the last 7 years. And those films were from a range of more than 20 member countries of the media program. So these numbers are indeed quite impressive. Where I do think that we have, so now let's go to the areas where I think we can have some room, we do have some room for improvement, which is the development scheme. And I got almost envious when I heard all your numbers of funded projects in those schemes. Because as you can see, Austria had 6 slates funded in the last 7 years. 2 of them were from the same company. We had 7 single projects and 3 video games in 7 years and 7 co-productions, which is, I think, an okay number given the TV production landscape in Austria. What I'm very happy about is the festival support, which is mainly divided between 2 festivals, the Vienna Shorts Film Festival and the Crossing Europe Film Festival, which have been continuously supported. We also have one festival network, which is the European Short Film Festival Networks, and the Austrian Vienna Short Films Festival is the coordinator in that network. We've had 2 online promotion projects, and there are 34 Europa cinemas in Austria.
That's quite a lot, yeah.
That's quite a lot, but I mean, Austria is, we have a lot of small towns and villages, and a lot of them still have local cinemas. And in terms of Europa cinemas, there are quite some mini networks, quite a lot of mini networks. So small cinemas collaborating. Yeah, and still there could be even more. But what you can also see is we do not have funded projects in film education, training, co-production funds, market access, or audience development. And it hurts me to say that we also did not have almost no applications in those schemes. So this is really something that I think can be brought forward. In terms of the highlights of the Austrian last 7 years, I'm mentioning the Golden Girls film, a very active production company who got 2 slate fundings in the last 7 years. They're a very creative production company too. They do quite a lot of co-productions. Always, I'm a fan of their films too. They're always tackling important themes, and very often in an entertaining way, making those themes digestible. Then we are very proud of Freud, which was the first collaboration of an Austrian production company with Netflix and the national Austrian broadcaster ORF. it was funded in development and in TV programming. It reached 25 million households on Netflix and was the third most successful German-spoken Netflix production of 2020. And it had 3 million viewers in total on ORF. And we have 8 million inhabitants, so that's quite an impressive number. I'm very happy to highlight the Crossing Europe Film Festival, which has existed for 17 years and received media funding for 15 years. And the program of the festival, but also the head of the festival and the whole team of the festival are really dedicated to European film. It's also always my highlight of the festival, my personal highlight of the festival year. It's been growing ever since, getting bigger and bigger, getting more and more audience, broadening their program, reaching out across other media sectors too, and art sectors. And it's really a very good example of realizing how important continuous support is, and what can be reached if you have a reliable partner, which I'm saying now that I think media has been for them for the last 15 years. So that's my presentation. Martina, thank you also very much for sharing this floor with you. And thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Since you have much more funding in the distribution schemes, when it comes to the development, is it the reasoning behind that Austrians did not apply, or that you did apply but somehow this rejection prevailed?
Well, in the single project scheme, we definitely had a lot of applications, but and also a lot of rejections. Mm-hmm. In the CED funding, it's 1/3 of the applications that got funded, so it's also quite tough. And I think it has quite some different reasons. One of them is that it is for us in the medium capacity country group, we're having quite a strong competition, and I could also relate to some of the problems that Ankica was mentioning in terms of pre-sales, which seem not so easy to be found at this early stage for independent production companies.
Okay. But you didn't mention, but I'm going to mention the wonderful training initiative you do. It's still not supported by media, but since media, I mean, in general, Creative Europe is moving towards this direction of diversity and mentoring and gender equality. This is the training program ProPro you organized jointly with the Austrian Film Institute. And I believe Ankica was one of the guest lecturers or the speakers. And this is something that definitely will be encouraged in the future program.
Yes, thank you very much for mentioning it. We're doing ProPro every 2 years, but we're having a bigger break because of the pandemic this year. So our next edition will be in 2022.
It's only focusing on female producers.
Yes, it's a program to strengthen women producers, and also, and of course, it's a networking and project development program. And we also had a participant from Croatia. So the last edition we had in 2019 was a very international one, with great partners from a lot of countries, one of them being Croatia and the Croatian Film Center. And yeah, it was a fantastic opportunity for this group of women to connect and to network.
So good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
When it comes to the training, yes, so in Slovenia we have the only one example with the training focusing on low audiovisual capacity countries, and focusing actually on animation. And then, for example, Nevena and I are doing a different type of the training for our filmmakers focusing on the TV, because we noticed that we still need a different type of education in this area. Now I would like to come to Ankica, because she's also the highlight in terms of the training. For the first time, EAVE accepted someone from Croatia, and you are a group leader since 2019 of the Prestige Producers Workshop, which took place also in Croatia virtually last year. They're really trying to come physically to Croatia this year, so we will see if we keep the fingers crossed that it really takes place. So just to tell us, because I noticed when organizing the events, it's so difficult to bring students and young filmmakers to attend training initiatives. So you are at the same time a professor at the Academy of Dramatic Art and also the group leader of EAVE. So something to say as a message to them, because I always try to highlight that it's important that this education and participation in different pitching forums, workshops, it's really needed if you want to be at a competitive level with others. So maybe just your thought when it comes to students and the training as such.
Well, I think not only me, but many Croatian producers actually did international workshops or went to the co-production markets and participated at work in progress workshops and other valuable programs. And I think it is extremely important, because the way to stand out in a way is to raise awareness of your project at very early stage and keep warming it up until the film is done. So it all goes into this promotion of the project that is extremely important on this competitive field where, let's say, I wouldn't say too many films are made per year, but let's say tons of films are made per year. So for us, it's very difficult to stand out. And there is this benefit for the project itself and for the audiovisual industry of your country in general, but there is also this professional and personal profit that each one of us actually gets after being part of the program. And I would like to say one thing that goes just the same for the small countries or gender issues. When I was in different international workshops as a participant, I was always complaining about why are all the mentors from the countries with a high audiovisual potential, why do I always get the mentors from Germany, France, UK, blah, blah, you know. So you also, as a participant, you can make a difference by pointing out some things that you find questionable. And I think that this is what actually, Martina, you do with your peer media desk partners, that actually you need to raise your voice, and you need to ask right questions to right people all the time, and eventually the result will come one day. But let me just say one more sentence, which has nothing to do with this educational program. I just wanted to say as an anecdote that sometimes when my company manages to raise the funding from media, I have a feeling that you are even more happier than we are. So I also want to congratulate you on the success and say thank you on behalf of all the producers from Croatia, because you really make difference and you are really great support to all of us.
Yeah, because thank you. In this arena, I think my dear friends, they know when we see the results, how we calculate, and of course, how we really struggle when we also receive your evaluations, that sometimes the projects are not evaluated in the right way, and we need this diversity to keep, in general, Europe moving forward. So thank you for highlighting this. Just a quick round of kind of closure. Of course, you are all staying for the second part because we're going to focus on distribution. But Nevena, is there something that you would also like as an anecdote or something that you would like to see improved in the future program to share with us?
Well, several things, but I am not sure that I have enough time. But I wanted to say regarding the training initiatives, there is actually very high quality training initiatives coming from Serbia. But it is more a regional initiative. It's a circle project. It was started by the producer Biljana Tutorov. It's also focused on the women documentary filmmakers, and it's happening in Serbia in 3 modules during 1 year. So they are not supported by the media, but I dearly hope that they will be, because they have grown so much in the last 2 years, and it would be really a shame to lose this kind of an initiative due to the wrong evaluation, let's say like that. And also, I just wanted to agree, somebody said in the very beginning that somehow actually, I believe that in general, I think that the whole region showed very good results during the participation in this program, in last actually program. And somehow I see that this good participation in the program is coming also from good relationships among desks, because we share and we support each other. And I know that we can always ask questions when we don't know something, and for me it was very important in the beginning with our participation. So somehow I think that actually the new program will be more on collaboration, and I know that in European Commission is not very happy with us Balkans people always doing things together, but I think that we need
even
to
sitting
continue
together during the meetings, remember? Yeah.
Yes, even sitting together, yes.
But
I think
we
that
accept Esther always to be with us. She's somehow our gang.
Yes, so that's it basically. I would like to highlight only that continuous cooperation between us, but also between different members of the industries in the region can just be beneficial for everybody.
Maybe Ines?
Thank you. I must agree with Nevena and all of you that, actually collaboration and networking is the key to success and to more success stories. And I believe that also our cooperation and networking leads to the success stories also in Slovenia and in wider region. And I hope that the organizations from the region will stay in the program as successful as they were in the previous program, and hopefully the support for festival will stay, and the festival will continue to work as European festivals, be even stronger. They will actually they cooperate already, not as members of network, but as independent festival working together. And I hope that we will have more regional or at least workshops and training initiatives from the region. So thank you, Martina, for organizing this, and thank you for connecting us and making this successful stories. And thank you.
Sorry,
you.
I'm receiving some messages at the same time.
Okay.
So we will need to take a short break because the link does not allow the rest of the panelists to join. So they are locked out. But before I made this closure, just want to also mention that with us, Susana from Portugal was supposed to be here, but unfortunately she ended up at hospital. So we're going to say a big warm hug by the end of this event. But I kindly ask all of you who are entitled to also speak in the second panel. So we all go out and then we join in. We have a short break. It is the as on TV show. So please stay with us. We come back. We go out and we come back. So
shall we have a new link or?
Let me check what they wrote me. Yes. So we go out and then we join in again. Yes. Sorry, the online world dictates its own rules.
Okay.
Yeah. So see you a bit in a minute. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.